Ladies first.
Well, my name is Janet Sinclair, formerly known sometimes as Lady J. I actually love to do modeling, psychology, working with women on the rise, at risk youth kids, and just working basically within different charities within our community. And my lovely co host friend and colleague, esteemed colleague.
Well, thank you very much, Janet. I've known you for a long time. And, often enough, when we meet each other and get a chance to know each other, we don't really know each other very well, some people. But I would say that, let me just first of all say my name is Keaton Clark. I've been involved in the community for a number of years in my time. And for me, it was always about community relationship and capacity. I ventured into different type of services, community services, in community building. And I'm also now, of course, as part of my journey, is to end up into the political arena in encouraging the community at large to say, well, what do we need to do? How can we be represented in our areas and have a voice there? Wow. Well, my experiences, my family. Um, we came here in Montreal, Quebec, years ago, and directly my father did not come with us, but my mother came here with the boys. My older brother, he was already here doing business. So in terms of family, it was about my mother as a single mom, and we actually, as children, even though my father was not present, we all grew up with the idea of the presence of our father, even though he was absent in here in Montreal, because my mother reminded us of him. My mother made sure that we would call him, send him a message, send him a birthday or Christmas message. So he was not really absent in my mind. So my father was there. I've heard many stories, all because single mother or single family, that's why some of the children turn out to be a certain way. One of the things that I knew I grew up with as well, when it comes to resolving situations or issues, we would talk at the table. We would come together. And it isn't like I had my point of view and you have yours and we cannot talk to each other. One of the things that it was instilled in us, that even though of course, we're brothers, we're boys at the time, and whether we agreed or we fought or we really dislike each other for what was taking place, the next morning we had to say good morning to each other and then continue fighting after. We could not come down, from the bed or from the room and not greet each other, or we could not come in the house and not say good afternoon or good evening. Even my friends had to do that. The other changes I realized in relationship, it got to a point where, we can call it what it is, the liberation and the right of women, where of course we know the right to women was not as open and available to them over the years. But we know, when it comes to women's liberation and everything else, the right, the strength of the woman came forward in North America. And that in itself, created certain standards, how the relationship should be, how it should be, how it should be, it should flow. Who has this last word? Who should lead? And I think that moving forward, I think we still have ongoing discussions about that.
Keaton, not meaning to cut you, but you touched on something that I find extremely important, because I remember sitting at home, okay? Supper time was where we had our family discussion, sitting around the dinner table.
Yeah.
Okay, from young. Everybody sit down, we discuss our days, and that's it, And that it started was, it went from just not in the evenings, because sometimes our mother shifts changed from maybe 3 to 11.
Yeah.
So it wasn't there. But I remember my brother and my sister and myself, we still we set the table, we sat down, and we still converse and we talk about things. Maybe it wasn't as structured as it would be, but guess what? And Saturdays and Sundays, it was very structured. We set the table, everybody sat down, we said our prayers,
That's right.
which a lot of that is missing from today's society. When I invite anyone to supper, trust me when I tell you, you sit at my table, there is no phone.
That's right.
Okay? The phone is going somewhere or you do not eat. Yes, you do have text. Yes, your friends do matter, but the family time does matter. Thanksgiving, guess what? What are you thankful for this year? Let me hear from you. What were you thankful for this year? Tell me, what are you grateful for this year? It's not there anymore. I think the role of a role of a father in a household is extremely important. Okay, regardless of what we say, that a woman, she's both man and father. A man cannot replace the mother, and the mother cannot replace the role of a father. It's two different things. I cannot tell you about that because I grew up without a father. Okay, so I can't tell you what it's like. Do I miss it? Oh, heck yes. Okay, I feel like I missed out on something that was extremely important to me. All right, and maybe sometimes that's why I am the way I am with my kids. Sometimes I overcompensate because I'm a lot harder with my kids than their father. It's like my kids will literally tell you, they will get away with things with their dad that they know they can't fly by me.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm that way with them. But the role of a father, it's needed in the home for them because it's sitting there. You need to show them how to shave. You need to show them you want to do that football. You need to go out there. You need to show them certain things. As mother, we can love and nurture and care and do everything, but it's two separate roles.
Well, the role of father is extremely important. In my case, he wasn't there in the household, but my relationship with him was, as an extension from, through communication. So I didn't really, yes, the physical touch, the hug and everything else wasn't there, but I was very close to my mother. And most likely because I was close to my mother, because I was the last one. So the nurturing that I received from my mother was always there. The absence of my father, I didn't really feel it. It depends on, on what you look at, the male and the female, because it's both needed. The relationship with the father is needed on both sides. Because when you really look at the relationship of course, with the men, it's a man's going to teach you how to be a man. Because he is that man. But it depends what he teaches you and what you learn from him about manhood. And it depends how he sees you. And if he sees you as a father just floating around, doing things, whatever it is, you might attract yourself to that, but that might get you someplace else you don't want to be.
So you know what? I just have to say with Aunt Keeton, it's called disassociation. Okay. Where they themselves cannot deal with it, because I find a lot of men today cannot able to deal with trauma, grief, or anything else. People process these things after 3 or 4,
Yeah.
it takes years. But because you were conditioned to be that way, in a certain way, by not showing emotion and keeping it all bottled up inside, doesn't mean your son now, who is in his 40s, is supposed to act the way you were acting. It's okay, man, to cry. Trust me. It's okay to show emotions. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to look for therapy. It's okay to ask for a hug. Because at the end of the day, men are human beings, and it's just a moral and normal thing for you to do. How does the young ladies at home grow up without a father? The impact it has on them? For them, it's very hard. If you have a rebellious person, okay, it's going to flip on you. Because some girls, okay, whether going through trauma or not, it's either going to keep it bottled. With if you have a female at home, meeting the mother figure that allows her kids to come and speak to her openly without judgment, meaning speak to me freely about anything. Your pain is my pain. I'm here for you. There is nothing that you can say to me that I wouldn't understand. Okay? Let her come to you before she goes to one of her friends and get the wrong answer. Okay? If she doesn't feel that kind of love, that's kind of security, okay, to come to you, and she goes the other way, now you're going to have a rebellious child that is going to go out there and is going to flip. It goes to the extreme. You're going to have somebody that is either going to be troublesome, hardcore, you don't recognize them, and you can't control them. And these are the kids that normally, more or less, end up getting in some sort of trouble or in the system that you don't really need them, because they look for love in all the wrong places. They look for love in the comfort of either men who are not really men, or having sex before they should, because they confuse sex with love, which it's not, because now they figure, okay, if I have sex with this person, it's love. They confuse the two because they don't know what is what. Because young girls tends to look for, female look for love, having sex with older men, thinking that this is a father's love that they never had before, and they're taken advantage of. Did he use the word?
Wow.
Did he use the word red
Red
flags?
flags.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe we should start
You know,
off with green flags.
You're asking the question, what I would say to them from a younger self. Thinking about that question, I'm thinking about what I went through, and what a lot of young men at that time that I knew went through as well. The idea is that, we consider ourselves hunters. We were out there looking for the women.
So we're praised?
And yes. Because often enough, it's changed today.
Okay.
Because in those days as well, talking about the younger self,
Yeah.
we had to find the words. We had to find a way to approach the women. So, yes, we use some terms that it wasn't always acceptable. We have to find a way.
Yes, Keeton, let me take off my spectacle.
Well, first of all, we'll approach and recognize your beauty.
No, I think
We'll recognize a beautiful woman. And we look at her and we will compliment her. It could be on your dress, how you look, your smile. And then we'll ask you, simple question, how are you today?
well,
And by getting that response, how are you today, now the conversation will continue. So we always believe if you can hold your attention for at least 5 minutes, that you can listen to what I have to say. That means we have your ear.
men like you don't exist today. I'm going to tell you something, to be quite honest. Men, I remember, that would approach me like that, very few ever did, because if somehow found me intimidated, I would just look at them after the first hello, and they would just disappear.
Continuously over talking and not really listening what I'm saying, I know I'm going to have a problem, because she's taking command. She's looking to lead me where she wants me to go. So she's not really listening to what I have to say. So I have to work too hard to get your attention. The other red flag is that if you have to really fight within yourself, or trying to find your words to create conversation with her because it's not flowing, you're getting a one answer. You're getting, well, yeah, no. And you're really got to trying to be creative. Then you know that there's a problem there. She's not into you.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is that, a red flag, it can be also, but it's from a green flag where I look at, where you meet a woman and often enough to know whether she's interested in you, it's just by touching her arm. If you touch her arm and it's like she
She's
pulls her
squint.
back,
Yes.
you know she's not interested.
Yeah.
But if you touch her, I'm not saying just to touch her arm,
She flinches.
and she pays attention because she recognizes your touch.
Yeah.
Then you know that's not a red flag. That means she's interested in listening to
Yeah.
what you have to say. Okay. The term submissive. I don't look at it that way in terms of woman being submissive. I believe that once a woman is feminine in her feminine trait and know her femininity, she is that. She's the woman. She is that. She brings that forward because she looks at her man differently. She looks at a man that her man is there for her, and it's her man. So she will listen, and she will gently guide him. So being submissive is part of that, is by taking the time to listen to her man. So, and if she's in her femininity and she's feminine, the man reaches out because he looks for that. He wants that intimacy. He wants to share and feel that love, because often enough, the men miss that love because we grew up in a time where, often enough that love and intimacy is not there with us. We haven't experienced it well enough. We go out and look for it outside. Mm-hmm. And we just get interaction. It's just like that. But intimacy doesn't always come until you believe you found the right one. And if she's, her femininity, if she's into that, it shows because she will glow. And that glow the man will see. And she will want to please her man as well by doing simple things. And he will do the same. Now, her environment makes a big difference. Because the other question, environment with in a household with a woman and her mother's scarred. Her mother has a lot of trauma. She shares that. She puts that on the daughters. So the daughters now believe they have to be like the mother, strong like the mother, and defensive to what it is. So they put up that barrier also. So the environment plays a role. The father now has to be the type of father, if he's in the house or not, the father has to play that role to show her that he's there as a safeguard. He's there to show her, let her know how a man should be able to treat a woman. As long as he's treating his wife and the mother well, because if he's not, she sees it.
Gender roles and whether they've changed over time. They have, because no longer is I'm the head of the household. You sit home barefoot and pregnant, and I go out to work and take care of the kids. Women today work as much hours as their male counterparts. Then they come home, take care of the kids, cook and clean the house. Today also now, you will see where, and this is for me where we were talking about red flags and green flags. Let's throw some green flags in there. They all can't be red. Is that you find where it's a dual system. Okay, because men has to be able to step up to the plate where that means women would be working 99% of the time. Men would just be going to work and come home. Women work doesn't stop when they clock out at 5 o'clock. Taking care of kids, the house, the laundry, cooking, cleaning, it's another job altogether. I believe that when we come home, I cook the supper, you wash the dishes. I'm getting the kids ready for bed, you can read them the bedtime story. Okay, if I'm doing the laundry, then you can sweep the floor. All right? There is no thing where I am the man and this is the woman's duty. It's a combination of everything. It's like a well-oiled machine that put together that makes a household run.
When it comes to gender role, often enough depends on the generation itself. A lot of young men already know how to cook, wash, clean, and everything else because their mothers already taught them that.
Facts.
So it isn't like they don't know how to do those things. They do. So sometimes we get into a relationship and because of this sense of equality, that we are equal or 50-50 in a relationship, we misunderstand. We don't really understand the role of each other. We forget that male, female is too different. We think differently. We look at things differently. So it isn't because you cook, I wash dishes. It doesn't mean I'm not going to do it or I can't do it. But it should be designed as I do this, you do that. Because if we're talking together, we work together. Because I find that sometimes in my relationship as well, women has this natural ability, I think, to take care of, to take care of things naturally. Whether it's just keeping himself, cleaning the house or doing something, or even just sitting on the couch with you and massaging you. The men don't just simply go and do that. But women have this natural ability to do certain things. And in a relationship often enough, the women realize that they may not be able to move or pick up this or reach that. But who they call as a man? Because they find themselves unable. Or they feel, well, let the man do it, even though they don't even bother trying. So I'm saying that it's not an equal 50-50 type thing. We should not look at it as, well, you do, I do. Because it doesn't get done.
Keeton, I think you misinterpret what I was saying.
I didn't know. I'm
No.
I'm speaking from my point of view.
No. I'm not saying it's all the time where it's divided. Because I'm going to tell you something. If I am at home,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And let's say you went to work all day, right? No one understand. You're going to come home to a clean house.
Not necessarily.
No, well, if I'm home, you're coming home to a clean house. Okay.
But because, may I please?
Oh, trust me, by all means, because I'm going to light you up after.
That's all right. But reality is reality. The fact is, why I don't believe in that is this, right? Often enough, we're talking about a couple at home.
Right.
The male and the female. Yeah, you work all day, I work all day. But I come in, you don't know the kind of work I've done. If the idea I come into work, coming from home, it could be, hi, honey, how was your day?
Right.
And I could be extremely tired from the work I've done, just like you. But if we don't share that moment, we don't continue to show that love, that understanding of each other, because you may assume because you work all day, you work hard, I work hard. So you're doing this and I should do that because you were, no, excuse me, that's what basically was said. But sometimes what's missing in today is that outreach to one another, to show that we actually concern about each other, that the love, the caring is still there.
You know something? This is one of the main thing in maintaining a good relationship.
Thank you.
And it's called communication.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
We have to be able to communicate.
But excuse me, this is what I'm saying. You see, what we're getting at, as the young lady mentioned, often enough, women go by their feelings. Like she said, I feel this. I feel I should know you. I feel. It's not about feelings all the time.
No, but I do know.
May I? See, the thing is, what I say, if you're in a relationship of at least 2 years, I'm saying that, for a period of time, you already know me. Excuse me. You know what I like. You know what I dislike.
But excuse me, I want to know what in a household that is carved out different from a man, from a woman. Dishes?
I'll tell you. Want me to tell you?
The dishes, the vacuum, or washing or doing laundry. What is carved out differently from a man and a woman?
Want me to tell you?
What, you don't know the whites from the color?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, I do.
The processing of doing things. A man processes things differently. A man may sit back and take his time and look, and the woman will say, what are you taking so long for? But that's a big word.
It's not a big word. It's a very small word.
But
communicate with.
But it has many meanings within it.
It's Keeton, look at me. Look at me.
Well, I have to be speaking over
Keeton,
here.
Look at me.
Go ahead.
Keeton, darling, when you come home tonight, okay? This is what I would like from you, okay? Whatever you see that you don't like, feel free to tell me that you want to change, and you can change it. Understand? All right? I will not be doing the dishes. I will make supper for you for the rest 3 times this week, and okay? And the rest of the week you can do it. I will clean up and do whatever you do not agree with. Please tell me, and we can talk about it.
Okay.
Is that all right?
We all heard that, right? Truth. I want you to tell me exactly what you feel, how you feel it. And when we tell them, they are angry. Oh, you're this, you're that.
No.
Let's.
What was
we're not
I
talk-
wrong?
we're not-
Was
we're not
was
talking-
I wrong with anything there? Because
No,
I'm literally
it's not.
asking
It's not a
you.
question of being wrong. It's a question of the norm. What's happening today? That's what the question's about. How are they? What would be the solution? Because often, if when that is done, to say, well, tell me the truth, and we now say, okay, we tell the truth.
You're in
The
trouble.
truth. It doesn't-
You're in
doesn't matter,
trouble.
right?
Yeah, because you know what? You're in trouble.
The other thing we need to understand, it's communication. I agree. But communication means what? How do we communicate?
There
In
you
what
go.
way? Often enough, we don't know, often enough, we don't take the time to know what each person needs or
But
they're
there
looking
you
for.
go.
Because I think it's a sense of purpose. What's your sense of purpose? For me as a man, is my sense of purpose. I need to look at what I'm able to do and what I'm looking for in life, my accomplishment. And a woman should do the same thing. So the idea of my sense of purpose is that how can she lend into me? How can she support that of my sense of purpose? And vice versa, understanding her strength, where she is at. How can I lend into that and support that?
That's
because
true.
sometimes we made the expectation now is the other thing. Because, as Janet said, Keaton, I will cook, but I will not do the dishes. That's an ultimatum. She will cook, but she'll not do the dishes. So,
No, I said
excuse
tonight.
me, tonight.
I said tonight.
But if a man would say, okay, my dear, it's okay. You can cook, no problem. You know the dishes? Don't worry about the dishes. I get somebody to come wash the dishes. You think she'll be happy with that? She might say, well, you can get somebody to cook too. I think we need to find that compatibility where we can actually build together because the strength and the levels of male, female is not the same. The idea, the expectation of one may not the expectation of the other, but it's to have that open discussion, where they're at, where they want to go. And what I like to do, either every month or every couple of months, I will say, okay, here we at, how are we doing? And we know we both have experience in relationship. So we have to be able to speak openly and say,
Right.
these are situations, these things do happen. We not talk about necessarily you and I experience it, but we observe
Okay,
life.
because for
We
me,
observe
this
the
is
youth.
just something just so utterly simple.
But that's sometimes the simplicity of it is not as simple sometimes. The simplicity of it means it needs more understanding of what it is, what it means. It's like sometimes somebody can tell you, yes, honey, I'll be there. But what does that yes mean? Yes later, yes not now, tomorrow. What does it yes mean? But if you tell me no, I understand the no. Because it's no. Wow, that's a loaded question.
Okay. Whether or not today's relationship consists more of love than in the past. Okay, quite frankly, I think maybe the older generation, right, stay together. I don't know if it was love because they show love in a different way. They feed you, they clothe you, there was a roof over your head. The stability was there, and they tried to grow you up, give you a home, and that was it. The love for them, that was love. That was their way of showing love. But you will never hear the word "I love you" out of their mouth. But that was their way of showing love. Love for me is something more deep than that. Okay, I put love. It's just something undeniable. Okay, thinking about how I feel. It's not just a feeling. It's an action. Okay. Okay, show me how you love me. It's a showing. Don't love bomb me. I don't believe in love bombing. I don't believe in the narcissistic approach where somebody's going to think that taking you away from your friends and this and that. And it's not just about a sexual thing or a lust that's there, because it can exist without having that. It's a caring thing, a nurturing thing, and empathy, you know, however you want to feel it. What you want to do, whatever it is, you can for that person to make sure they're straight, you're okay, and wherever you are together, it's home. It's like they said, if we live in a box, we would be okay as long as we are together.
Well, love, the way I identify it, it's a bonding.
Yeah.
It's a bonding between two people. It's being there for each other. And it's not a division or not divided efforts. because it's about understanding and feeling and the feelings for each other. It's not words necessarily. We can take it back, we can take it forward. But often enough, when it comes to love, the words of love is thrown around loosely.
Mm-hmm.
And today, when you talk about love, it's like it's one of those things you pick up and you put on, you take it off, or something you eat today and it's gone tomorrow.
Transactional
It's
today.
yeah, it's transactional. The sexual bonding is very important between two people within love. It has to be. Sometimes, of course, if it's not there because of reason and other medical issues, we understand, but there's other ways of forming that. It could be just simply touching. When we love, we don't simply separate from each other and wait 2 or 3 days or maybe a week and not even touch and talk to each other. We have to come together much quicker. In today's, it's more material love, where you need to give to me, I need to give to you. We value what we give. Like the question has been thrown around a number of times, what you bring to the table. Who owns the table? So you bring some to the table, but is the table mine or yours? Because sometimes in relationship, because of the workforce and the jobs and the monies as such, women are out there, and men and women are making much more money than some men. So the equality of the financial equality is not the same. So who has the table? Because when it comes to love and just speaking of it, from a man's point of view, sometimes we can look at it and say we heard love so often, but then you do something wrong. You speak out, and you somewhat say something you shouldn't have said or done something you shouldn't have done. The love is not there. Because when you want to touch, when you want to speak, when you want to say hi,
It's gone.
It's gone.
Cold.
It's cold.
Cold.
We don't have to be the best with each other at all times, but we need to be able to find happiness when we are together.
For me, I'll be very honest. I don't put my happiness on anyone. I find the person that can bring me, help me maintain my own peace, much less my own peace of mind. I will not date anybody younger than my son, and that's all I can get.
But the age gap, it has to do with what you're looking for in life and who you meet and when you meet them.
No.
Keeton?
That happens.
No. You say Keeton. Oh,
Well,
okay.
for me, I wouldn't judge the person because of age. I will actually want to have a conversation with both of them and see what draw them together. What is it that brought them together? And if it's one or the other, or it's more of some compatibility, where they find that where they want to go or what they want to achieve, they can bring that together. So they're looking at how they can actually feed into each other or give into each other and build what they want together. Because don't forget, it's lived experiences.
Oh, hell to the no. Period. No, send her back to mama. No, it's not happening. Sorry, I'm going to tell you something that especially that I've run into these days. Okay, is to find a natural woman. And I keep saying it to my sons, and I, especially just one. The other one, he's okay. One of them, I cannot stand it. It's like, I just feel like walking around with a pin or a toothpick. It's like, can't you find yourself a natural woman? And no, I can't. I can't. I refuse to accept it. If it's not Donald Duck or the thing out, no, I can't. No.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like, enough, put too much money into your education. You're too smart, and no, you're not going to settle for this. No, goodbye.
And you're dating for the age of 40. Obviously, no, often enough, both people or both individuals, they already have the children or not. If they don't have that, and they're looking at family now, then at age 40, it's very difficult for the lady, for one.
Yeah.
So dating for a purpose of family, it's not there.
It's not there.
It's about something else. You found someone who's 40 and who's have it all together, because generally, men don't get into that financial position until about 30. That's when they really, it's 30. And a woman looking for a man 40 and over, she doesn't necessarily want a man to support. She wants a man to support her.
Facts. What Keaton just said, unfortunately, most women today is putting their career ahead of their family.
There you go.
So more and more, you have more geriatric, pregnancy these days. Women today, the prospect is different.
Yeah.
Because when you say like 30 or 40, he's been very kind. 40, let me tell you something. 40, you're still in the game.
For man. Well, that's why the age is makes a difference, because women over 50, they already have the kids. Some of them, the kids are really grown and gone, or they're divorced and they're by themselves.
But then now,
looking to have a relationship. By that time, some of them, it's true, by over 50, looking to have one, but they can't find one because they feel, those men, there's no men, no good men, and they find themselves reasons. So what they do, they lock themselves into female relationships.
Oh Lord.
Let me explain. I'm saying female relationship, where that friendship, where they go out together as friends.
It stems from the dysfunction from previous generations, because it's a cycle that keeps repeating. Okay? And I think we have the resources for people to find help and seek help in there, because we shouldn't be having so much single parent home. And it's been leading to too much chaos in our community. The community need to start building. Try to have more meetings or gathering, and bringing back the family homes, the single family together, and make the sessions with fathers and mothers, and bringing them back together again, and as a structure, bringing them back as a structure together. Let them get the therapy that they need. Men need to know what it is, to realize that contraceptive should not be just on the female alone. Okay? And everyone need to work cohesively as a whole to realize the family unit should be a strong unit.
But in that generation you're talking about, when there's all that breakup, where the father's not standing, where the mother's willing to look elsewhere, because for some reason she wants more, or she's not satisfied, or he's not around, so she needs support. That generation is where we're talking about, where the break of the family has come. For the fact that if you look historically, the reasons why, economically and so on and so forth, where mothers, these single mothers, in terms of financially, they're doing well. Financially, they're okay. They feel they don't need a man. They can handle things on their own. So therefore, they don't really need a man in the household. They need a man for specific things and purpose.
I'm going to tell you something, Keaton, also. There is a lot of, when it comes to the females, also, there's a certain set of group that's just very vindictive. And they need to realize that locking up fathers and putting them in the system is not the right thing to do, because it's a destructive nature to Black men.
That's right.
To the fathers.
That's right.
Putting them away and putting them in the system. It's not something that's going to get them anywhere. As a matter of fact, it's a drawback to the fathers, to their kids, and to just their way of life. And even though I said before that men need to know when to strap on and don't leave the protectiveness up to women alone, that's also a fact. Each one needs to be responsible, but the dysfunction on a whole need to start taking place somewhere. And on both sides, men need, bragging about how many kids you are. Planting a seed doesn't make you a father. And women needs to realize collecting welfare checks doesn't make you a mother.